Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be ranking YA fantasy tropes. This is not a complete list of tropes by any means. This is only 26. There are a lot more tropes in the YA fantasy genre that I'm not going to go into because this video would just be hours long. So I just picked some of the most common, I would say. There's probably so many that I've missed. Please do comment below on any tropes that you wished were in this video and how you would rank them. I have left out a lot of the tropes that would be covered under romance, also are romance tropes, because I thought I would do another video all about romance tropes, ranking those. So these are just YA fantasy without the romance. So I think we're just gonna go straight ahead and jump in. So this is my tier ranking. So before I get started, I'm just going to make a disclaimer that these are all my opinions. If you have different opinions from me, that's fine. That's normal. This is just what I think. And if you do have different opinions, do let me know in the comment section down below. At the top we have 10 out of 10 no notes. This is for tropes that, in my opinion, are the best. They can do no wrong. If they're in a book, it's probably going to become an instant favourite. Yeah, so that's my favourite tropes. The next one is I see it, I buy it. So these are tropes that I'm drawn to. They might not always be done the best. They're not quite 10 out of 10 no notes, but if they're in a book, I will probably love it immediately. So this is probably going to be in books that I would rate 4 stars rather than 5 stars, to sort of give you an idea of the distinction between the two top tiers. The middle one is it could be good. So this is for tropes that they can be good. Sometimes they're bad. Mostly they're good. Like they're okay. We like them. They're fine. We wouldn't avoid a book because they've got them in them. So that's sort of what that tier is. The next one down is meh. These are the tropes that are just meh. They're fine. They're alright. It's okay. It's fine. Like, not my favourite. Does it need to be in there? You know, it's fine. And then the last one is a bit of an overstatement. I don't think there are any in here. I haven't thought through how I'm going to rank any of these. I thought I'd just do it live on camera. So the last one is eternal damnation in the fiery pits of hell. These are the tropes that I actively avoid. I hate. I never want to see them. So these are the tropes that I just will avoid, that I don't like, that are the worst of the worst. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. My first one, this is not like other girls. So this trope is where the main character is not like other girls. She's different, she's special. This one, I want to go eternal damnation in the fiery pits of hell, just because being like other girls is great, and having just said that I don't think many will be in that tier, I might just go ahead and put the first one in there. So this one is instantly amazing at everything. So this is where the main character, for some unknown reason, is just amazing at everything. They can do no wrong. Everything they do is perfection. I think I don't want to put all these tropes in Eternal Damnation and the Fiery Pits of Hell, but I really hate it. I really do. I literally hate this so much, because when you're reading a book and the main character is just perfect and never does anything wrong and always makes right decisions, and it's so boring. I was reading a book recently where the main character, it sounded like she would be more morally grey and more interesting, but she just wasn't. Everything she did was just because she was trying to do her best, but in a really annoying way, where everything she did was perfect and she was just amazing. And then you had other perspectives, and so you sent the whole book in her head, and then you get a different perspective, and that person is telling you how amazing the main character has been, and you're reading it being like, she wasn't though. Like, yes, the book is trying to tell me that she's perfect in every single way, but as the reader, she's just annoying. Okay, so that's why that's in that one. Okay. I didn't know I had such strong opinions. So next we have Cinderella. This is not Cinderella, this is Dead Parents. So this is where the main character has dead parents. Oh no! Okay, my computer has just died, so let's continue on Dead Parents. All of my icons are now reshuffled, so we're going to go back to Dead Parents. I think this is meh. This is fine. Like, it's fine. It's a plot device. It makes sure that our teenage protagonist can go off and do whatever they're going to do without parents telling them to stay home and do their homework or get a job. So, yeah, it's fine. This one is specifically the titles of books. This isn't necessarily tropes inside books. This is titles. And so this is when books are titled A Thing of This and That. So, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Let me pick out some from my shelves. A House of Salt and Sorrows. What else have I got? There's so many. It's when it's just random adjectives and nouns that don't make sense to the plot. But do I want to damn it in the fire pits of hell? But I don't know if I care about it too much for it to be meh, and I don't think it's ever been good. So I think it's also going to be Eternal Damnation in the fire pits of hell. Okay, moving on. We have Arranged Marriage. This, I think, is in a lot of YA fantasy where there is a romance. And it's because they're in an arranged marriage. I think it can be good. I don't know. What do I think about this? Do I like arranged marriages? I don't think I do. I think deep in my heart, I don't think I really love it that much. I don't actually read any books with this trope in. I think I do actively avoid them. I'm going to put it in meh, because I don't care about it enough to put it in Eternal Damnation, the Fire Pits of Hell. But I mean, it might be good, but I don't know because I don't care about that trope enough to read about it. So it's going in meh. Okay, next we have Medieval Europe. So this is, the setting of the book is medieval Europe, but there's magic, or there's dragons, or that's it. It's just medieval Europe. Everyone is miserable. There's probably plague. Ugh. I think meh. I think it can be good, but it's also very overdone, but it's fine. Next, we have cliffhanger endings. This is going higher up. With a cliffhanger ending, you don't know it's coming. You can kind of expect it if you're going into a series, or you know you're going into a duology, because then they're probably going to end in a cliffhanger. But otherwise, but even if you are reading that, you kind of expect the book to be rounded off at the end. I was reading another book recently, this is Between by L.L. Starling. I was really enjoying it, and then it just ended. The plot... I would recommend it if you enjoy cozy fantasies, you know, this sort of cozy fantasy vibes. But the cliffhanger, and the second book isn't out yet. I think this is going here because it's just too frustrating to be 10 out of 10 no notes. But I do love a cliffhanger ending when it's done well, or maybe it could be good. But I don't know. I feel like a cliffhanger ending rarely has faults. So yeah, it's going there. Okay, next we have dystopia. This could be good. I mean, it's so common. It's basically the majority of YA fantasies are set in some sort of dystopian society, so it can be fun. It's good. It's average. Next, we have immortal love interest. So this is where you have a love interest who is like 5,000 years old, or was born at the beginning of time, and falls in love with a teenager. It is really weird. I don't know. It's kind of icky. But then it can be good. Do I have good examples of it being good to justify? I do actually. Because in The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, there is literally an immortal love interest who is very much was born at the beginning of time. And I didn't ship it until like the 5th book. And then it was really good. So I think, but then was it good? It wasn't necessarily because he was immortal. It was good. I think the romance should stand up. I don't know. I'm gonna put meh. Although I do, in theory, I feel like I should put it in Eternal Damnation, the Fiery Pits of Hell. But my heart is too weak, so it's gonna go in meh. Next we have Good versus Evil. This is either meh. I'm realising I should have put more tropes that I really like in this. Oh well. I think meh. I think it's fine. I don't really like reading good versus evil books. I like it when the good side is morally grey and the evil side is also morally grey. But it's not. It's between Could Be Good and Eternal Damnation, the Fire Pits of Hell. So going in meh, which I think is just a common thing for the meh section. Okay, next we have. This is sort of a trope. Okay, everyone is attractive. This is where every single character in the entire book is super, super attractive. And it's just really annoying. Is this going in Eternal Damnation and the Fire Pits of Hell? It solidly might be. It's fine, I guess. But it's when it's just everyone is the most attractive person that the main character has ever seen. And it just gets quite boring quite easily. And it's like, let's have some diversity, please. Because also, usually they are all either white or the male love interest is tanned in a nicely non-Pacific way. So attractive people are going... I'm going to put them in meh. Just because I don't think I can put attractive people in Eternal Damnation in the Fire Pits of Hell just for being attractive. But I can put lack of diversity in... Let's do that. Okay, this is representing lack of diversity in YA fantasy books. Okay, next we have fairies. I am a big fan of folklore and mythology and the fairies that exist in folklore. I am not a fan of attractive 6-foot-tall, just normal people with wings. If you've read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, yes. If you've read Enchantment of Ravens, yes. Cruel Prince, yes. These are the fairies that I enjoy when it's taken from existing folklore and folk stories and it's reflective of like culture. When it's just fae being non-Pacific, just hot people, I care less. So I'm going to put it in could be good. But know that when it's actual fairies taken from folklore, I see it, I buy it. Can I put it like half? No, I can't. Okay, but no, it's there. But really, for specific fairies, I see it, I buy it. Next we have found family. This is, I see it, I buy it. This is, I love it. I love it so much. I love when people start calling each other family. My heart. It is weak. It cannot cope. It loves it so much. Next we have heist. Again, I see it, I buy it. I love it. Nothing's going in 10 out of 10 no notes. Maybe found family should go in 10 out of 10 no notes. But then sometimes, no, I think, okay, I'm going to put it up there because, and then heist can be down there. Because sometimes a heist, although heists, I like heists. Maybe they also should go in 10 out of 10 no notes. Have I read a bad heist? Should be the way to think about this. I don't know, heists, I love a good heist. Okay, it's going in 10 out of 10 no notes. Love triangle. I used to actively avoid love triangles, but I think they can be done well. But in very, very highly specific occasions. I think when you have a love triangle that's gay, for one thing, when it's a proper triangle, yes, we like that. We like to see queer representation. When they all get together, yes. Again, love the queer representation. Yeah, when it's a queer love triangle, I like. Straight love triangles, I like less. When it's like really obvious who they're going to go for, or when it's just which of these mediocre white men would you rather have. That is more common in YA fantasy, unless you're specifically reading YA queer fantasy. I think we're going to go meh, because I think it is between, it can be good when it's gay. I don't know if I question myself, it's fine. We're moving on. Magical forests. I love this. I think I see it, I buy it. I love it. I love a magical forest. Love a good magical forest. It's just, we love nature. We love being in the grit and the dirt and the vibes, the creepy cottages. Again, creepy fairies living in the creepy woods. This is, yeah, I like this. It's like uprooted. Oh no, I lied. Wait, okay. So this icon, this is Fantasy Europe. This is Last Battle. Sorry, okay. I hope I can fix this in however I present this to you. Okay, so Last Battle, this is when either the climax of the series or the book or the duology is a large battle. The story's been leading up to this big fight. To be fair, I might leave it in meh. I don't really care about battles. I'm more of a political intrigue. I didn't put that in. Oh no. I'm gonna add political intrigue in as a trope because for some reason I just forgot to add it. Okay, big battles, I don't know, they're fine, but I think there are more interesting ways to finish off a book or a series than just getting everyone to fight. I think it can be good, in very specific circumstances, when you have like good moments on the battlefield with people, you know, sacrificing themselves for each other, someone getting stabbed in front of their loved ones, people bleeding out all over the place, Eowyn ripping off her helmet and saying that she is no man. But like overall, they're fine. Okay. Next is series with lots of books, where you start a nice, fun YA fantasy, and then you find out you've got 8 to go. Ugh. I think it's meh. I think this is why I haven't read any Brandon Sanderson books, because there's so many. Also, Cassandra Clare. There's just too many. I'm afraid. So, yeah, maybe one day, but not this day. Okay, next we've got Overthrowing the Government. So this is where the whole plot of the book is to overthrow the government. Can this be good? I think in specific circumstances, like the Hunger Games. But this is a really common trope. A lot of books, you know, you've got a big battle to overthrow the government. But I think it's quite good in YA fantasy to be talking about political change and trying to push people towards political activism and speaking up for their political ideals and pushing for a better society. So I'm going to say it could be good, just because I think it is important for teenagers to be reminded of the power of revolution. Next, we have Plot Twist Betrayal. Again, this is going to be high up. I don't know, like cliffhanger ending, the whole idea of a plot twist is that you aren't supposed to see it coming. I think it's good when you don't see it coming. I think when it is an actual plot twist, it's good. When you know it's coming, it's less fun. Or where you think someone's going to betray them and they don't, and then someone else betrays them instead. That's quite good. So let's say it could be good. I think we like plot twists. Next we have prophecies. So this is where it's been prophesized that the main character is going to come and have a big battle to overthrow the government. I've got The Chosen One later on. This is sort of a similar thing. It's fine. It's overdone. It can be done well, but also the majority of the time it isn't really. Next we have secret powers. So this is where the main protagonist finds out they have magical powers that they didn't realise. Again, I think meh. I mean, I've got Percy Jackson on here. I love Percy Jackson. But again, it's kind of old. It's been done. I wouldn't avoid a book because I know that the main character is going to find out they have special powers. But I think it's going to go in meh. I think a lot of these tropes are going in meh, possibly because I put too many on that I don't actually care about and forgot to put on tropes that I do. So maybe I'll have to just redo this video with different tropes. Okay, next we have Secret King, or Secret Royalty. This is where the main character turns out to be plot twist a princess, because the princess disappeared when they were a baby, and the main character is conveniently the same age and looks the same as the Lost Princess, and I wonder if they could be the Lost Princess. Oh look, they are. Can it be good? I don't think I can put Aragorn in Eternal Damnation, the Fiery Pits of Hell, because of his face. So I think based purely that I've got a picture of Aragorn on here representing this, it's just going to go in meh. I need to probably move some out of meh, because this is getting a bit too big. Okay, next we have Soulmates. No. I hate it. I really dislike Soulmates. That's it. Okay. Moving on, we have The Chosen One. Again, has this ever been good? I mean, Harry Potter, his little face. Oh, I don't really want to put Harry Potter in Eternal Damnation and the Fiery Pits of Hell. I mean, I would put J.K. Rowling in the Eternal Damnation and the Fiery Pits of Hell, but little Harry Potter with his little face. I think again, it's another of the tropes that are just really overdone, because it's the plot of so many YA fantasy books, is that the main character is the chosen one who's prophesied to overthrow the government in a big battle at the end of the book, which is set in a medieval Europe. And there's a love triangle, and they have secret powers, and they're soulmates with someone who plot twist betrays them at the end. I think it's fine. I think again, it's like with Percy Jackson. He's the chosen one, there's a prophecy, there's a big battle, but it's interesting. Maybe because I read it when I was really young, and there's a lot of nostalgia. But I think it's overdone, but it can be done well. So it's between could be good and Eternal Damnation and the Fiery Pits of Hell. And next, almost last, and then I'm coming back in again with another one, we have Kazbraka representing tragic backstory. I think it can be good. I think it can be good. I think we could do with some loving, living parents who raise our lovely protagonist in a nice, loving way, and they don't have all this trauma. It is fun. I do enjoy a small little bit of trauma in my characters. And we're back. So we've got, finish us off, political intrigue. Whee! It is probably one of my favourite tropes. As you can see, it's just exciting. It's just fun. I don't know, it scratches that itch of betraying people, stabbing people in the back, and you don't know who you can trust. You don't know what's going to happen next. It has all the best things. So, let me know if you agree, if you disagree, what your thoughts are. I hope you had fun. I had a great time. I actually really enjoyed this. So thank you for being here, and see you next time.